Good morning, and here we are again with another live question and answer session to do with living in park homes. Today we're going to talk about the cost of living in a park home. So my name is Tracy Coulson. I'm part of the management team here at the Elms Retirement Village. Parks will vary. So when we talk about the costs of living in a park home, we are today talking specifically just about our park. I am obviously really generally talking now to non-residents, people that haven't moved here, but we're fortunate enough to have lots of followers of our Facebook page of people that are still genuinely interested in moving to the Elms and just waiting for their circumstances to allow them to come here. And obviously we're hoping to tempt lots of new people that might want to come and live here. So as I go along, if you want to post any questions to do with the costs of living in a park home, then do so, and I will do my best to address them. And I'm just going to make sure, last time I couldn't see them on the screen. So, I'm just refreshing. Right, so you've bought a home and you've moved in. What can you expect? You're going to have at least your annual pitch fee. Now, when you move into the home, that will be paid upfront in advance, and it is paid to the day. So when the resident leaving moves out, we refund them any prepaid pitch fee, and then you would be invoiced for the remainder of the year. The pitch fees are reviewed annually at the same time. So at the beginning of the year, we start to gather together the information we need in order to do the pitch fee review. Pitch fees you can expect to go up by annual inflation, by RPI annually. Our typical pitch fees now range depending on the size of the property. So we've basically got here small, medium and large to sort of summarise it down like that. So the smaller properties, a most typical pitch fee currently is $1,315 a year. A middle-sized property, the most typical pitch fee is $1,525 a year, and the larger twin properties, the most typical is $1,956 a year. So obviously if you moved in say September, you'd only pay part of the year. And how the pitch fees are reviewed is all detailed in the written statement under the Mobile Homes Act, and you can find a copy of that on our website, elmsretirementpark.co.uk. So you would have an invoice for your pitch fee, and then you've got your ongoing running costs for gas, electric and water. So I'll take those down separately. Your gas, at the Elms we have cylinder gas, so there isn't any mains gas in the area, and so we have a mixed supply of gas and electricity to the home. So we've got our own fantastic delivery service that we run from our site, and we have our own storage area at the bottom of the park, and every week we do deliveries, and if you've ordered a gas with us, then we will put a delivery ticket through your door and change the gas bottles over for you. The gas bottles prices do fluctuate, and how much people use in their home varies greatly. So what we tend to do to people that are looking at costs is explain what a most typical average annual figure is for gas. And again, it will vary depending on the size of the home. So for a smaller property, the annual gas bill is averaging $627 a year. The average for a middle-sized is $730. And the average for a larger property is $807. Now you'll find that people's, as I say, bills vary very significantly. So those are just typical figures, but they are based on real invoices, because obviously we invoice the residents ourselves for that gas, so we know how many they've had in any given year. Then electric, every property is connected to a meter, and we will read the meters every quarter and calculate how much your electricity bill will be for that year. We operate under the pass-through system, so people aren't, park owners cannot profit on the sale of electricity or water, which we'll get to in a minute. So we literally receive the bills into us from whoever our chosen supplier is, and then we pass that through to you with a small administration charge for processing the bills. Typical electricity bills in a smaller property, we've got 251 a year, in the middle size 334 a year, and in the larger property 367 a year. So the electricity bill that you're getting then is just for the units that you've used, because within the pitch fee, the provision of the supply to your property, costs for that, the infrastructure, sort of all the cables under the ground and servicing and repairing that and doing the inspections is all included in the pitch fee. And that is the same for the water as well. I'm just going to have a quick check on here and see if anybody's asking anything. Then with the water, this sounds a bit unusual. When people first come, they like to understand why we've got the water bill the way we do. So the water is invoiced off one main meter. So we have one meter that comes into the park, and we have a huge bill that comes into us, and then we split it up on a per head basis. We work out what that is and just invoice you on a per head basis. So we don't have meters, but the system that we've got is very simple, very easy and very cheap, which is the main thing. So your typical water bill in a smaller property is 225. In the middle-sized property, oh, it's all the same, isn't it? It's 225. So that would be for 2 people. So it's £112.75 per person per year. We have looked at changing the water billing many times, and a few years back we did a full survey of all the different ways that we could look at charging for the water, in response really to people saying, can we have a water meter fitted? Well, we've looked at the costs of doing that, and because it's our own infrastructure, obviously the local water authority won't come and put them in for free. And we've looked at all the costs of installing meters, how they would run, how we would collate the data, and how we would invoice for that. And it did add a significant amount to the water bill, just for looking after all of that. We then looked at having we used to have a sprinkler hose pipe charge. So that was if you wanted to use a sprinkler or be watering your car and use more than the annual household water, you'd pay an extra fee for that, and then those prepaid fees would get deducted off the main bill that came in from Anglian Water or whoever we were getting water from at that time. But when we looked at all the figures, we found that it only made a couple of £1 difference per bill overall, and the residents decided, as I say, this was done via consultation, that they'd just keep it nice and simple, and we were asked to divide the bill up on a per head basis. So that's what we've done. So then other costs for things like your TV, your telephone, Sky, broadband, they're all done by yourself. So that's all by your own private arrangement. On the upside, we do have BT Infinity broadband in the area, so we don't have a problem with internet speed at all, thankfully, which is great. And then we do also have Tora's storage here at the Elms, and our Tora storage currently is £345 plus VAT per year. And we're blessed to have our own boat moorings as well, and they run at £116.67 plus VAT per metre per year. So obviously that depends on the size of your boat. And then council tax, all our properties are banded council tax rate A. So for all our properties, the current annual council tax bill is £1,134.91. So I think that's everything. I don't have any questions, unfortunately, so I can't respond to those, but hopefully that's given you enough of a summary of information about what it costs to live in a park home. Thank you for listening. See you next time.